So, what does it mean to be battle tested? I think there's a lot of possibility with the description of battle tested. I've been a civilian and working the civilian workforce for, gosh, 7 years now, and I always hear metaphors for war. I always hear metaphors in the civilian corporate world, in the sports world. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to think differently about battle tested. And when we talk about battle tested and the event that's coming up on this Veterans Day, it's not about battle tested. It's not about literally being shot at, shooting, experiencing the very literal definition of battle. It's about correlating our experiences as veterans into, life is always tough. Life is always hard. And the challenges of the veteran community might be unique. But remember, the veteran community is a microcosm of the rest of society, the rest of American society. And when you think about it that way, the challenges of the veteran community seem more relatable. We have difficulties. The veteran community has difficulties like any other community experiences difficulties. But we also have a tremendous amount of resilience. And so the idea of battle tested is saying, you know what? Yes, we have our scars. Yes, things have not always been perfect. And yes, they are not great all the time. And you know what? Some of us might have a harder transition when we move from active duty to our civilian lives, to the next chapter of the lives that we're meant to live. But it's just a transition. And that those scars, those experiences, those opportunities forever leave an imprint on us. One of the things I think has really been interesting about organizing this event, especially when we were looking for speakers, is I would talk to a lot of veterans, some of them that I knew, some in my own network and some not in my network. And one of the things that I was struck about was there's a lot of veterans out there that will say, oh, well, I'm not really a veteran. I didn't go to war. I didn't deploy. I was just a finance person, or I was just a broadcaster. I was just a fill in the blank. And it's really interesting to me that we have glorified the word veteran so much. We've made it so synonymous with heroes that the very people the term veteran is meant to describe don't even feel worthy of it anymore. I've had some veterans tell me, sometimes I don't even tell people I'm a veteran, because then they'll ask me about my service, and I don't want to see the look of disappointment on their face when they find out I didn't deploy, because I'm not really a veteran. And I think that's something that Battle Tested is meant or can address, is saying, every veteran's experience is different. And there are flagships. There are things that we all get. There's a common nomenclature. There's a common structure. There is a bond that we all have, but that does not mean that all of our experiences are identical, or that any of us who served are unworthy of the title of veteran. Any of us who served honorably are not worthy of the title veteran. And so, the battle-tested event is just about celebrating the diversity of experiences and the diversity of people that we are when we come to and when we leave the military, and really helping us all find ways to unleash that potential into the communities that will continue to serve for the rest of our lives, whichever those communities look like. So, please feel free to comment. Tell us what you think. Donate if you haven't donated already. We need people like you to help us cover the costs of the event and the travel for 5 of our speakers who are coming from out of town. And we will post all the speeches on our website so that people can share and celebrate and learn beyond the event on Veterans Day. Also, share it in your networks. Let's spread the word. We're going to start opening registration for the live event in a couple of weeks. So that'll be really exciting as well. So share now, share often, and feel free to donate. Please donate if you haven't donated already.